Now you're ready to install the main shaft. Before you can do that, you've got to install the shift rails and the pill. The first thing you're going to want to do is take your shifter pill. Make sure you've got your detent ball on the forward side, your spring and your shaft are inside, and slide it into its hole. Okay, make sure your detent ball is to the forward edge. This is your forward shift rail. We're going to install it now. All right. Perfect. There we go. Now we're going to install our aft shift rail. Make sure that these shift rails are slid all the way out as far in outside the case as they can go. Now we're going to install the second, third gear shift fork. Nothing holds that in, it just goes in just like that. And we're going to put this into the second gear position, which is all the way aft. In order to do that, your aft shift rail will need to be in neutral. Okay, that puts it all the way aft like that. Then your first reverse shift fork goes in. It's going to go in with this 90-degree elbow facing forward because your gear actually slides right along here. Okay? Let me show you real quick. It's going to go just like that. Alright? Now we're ready to install the main gear, main shaft. First thing you're going to want to do is slide your clutch sleeve as far forward as you can get it without releasing your synchronizer plates. That's about it right there. Now you're going to want to install your third gear synchronizer blocking ring. Make sure that you have lots of lubricant on it. If you don't, they have a tendency to stick. Slide it into your main gear so that the notches here, right here, can you see it? So that your notches right here fit into the synchronizer plates. And it should fit in and slide down like that. Alright? Now we're ready to install it. We're going to slide it forward, taking it in. We want to get it into that third gear shift fork, keeping this aft shift fork out of the way. And it slides in just like that. Okay? Now you're ready. Once this is in neutral back here again, put it back to neutral because it has a tendency to move around on you. Okay? So put it back in its neutral position and we're ready to shift this fork aft. There we go. Just like that. That puts it in neutral for second and third gear. Alright? Now we're ready to install the first reverse gear onto the shaft. This takes a little bit of maneuvering sometimes to get it to line up just right. go. Slide it in. Now remember that this shift fork has got to be in this forward position, like this. Okay, as we bring it in, make sure that this is all the way out, and slide that shift fork into the first reverse slide gear. Now remember that our detent ball is already installed on the forward shift rail. Alright, so all we need to do is line its pin up and slide it in. Don't hammer it down yet, because you're going to want to be checking your settings first. That leaves just the first reverse slide gear. Alright. Okay, that leaves only just the rear detent ball to go in. Now the first time I shot this video, I did that with the rear detent ball in and tried to install the forward detent ball. And my good internet friend Matt Gillis has told me that it works much better for him if we put it in the rear. So we're going to try that today. Okay. Most of you have something like this. Either a nut driver or a screw set, one for a drill. We are going to use that to install this aft poppet ball. Alright, it simply sits in the end of it. Okay, we're going to slide the aft rail out. Set the detent ball in position. And slide the rail forward. Once it is in far enough, you're in position to install the pin. Okay, now you're going to want to check the shifting and stuff, but before you do that, you're going to want to install the rear bearing retainer. Tap it into place. Then put on a rear bearing. That'll help hold everything in position. Now you should be ready to shift. Okay, once you've got this in position, you should be able to shift into reverse gear, like so. Hold this in. Alright. When you're in first gear, you should not be able to shift into second or third gear, and you can't. Alright. Let's go forward into first gear. You might have to rotate it slightly because it's a non-synchronized gear, and it's still going to be sitting still. So, alright. With that in position, try to shift it second and third. Again, it won't go. Good. That's what that detent ball is supposed to do. Okay, now we're in neutral position. Now we should be able to shift into second gear. Hold this together. Because remember, the transfer case is what holds it all together. Let's hold this in position. Shift into second gear. There we go. Now, we shouldn't be able to go into first or reverse, which we can't. That's good. Okay, let's take it on forward into third gear. Rotate it a little bit because it's not going in all the way. Let's align that synchronizer just a little bit. Okay, into third gear. Alright, with it in third gear, no first or reverse. Okay, so your detent ball's working, your pill's working, your gears are all in. Remember, this is all going to be held in by your transfer case, and that'll hold everything together. All right? Don't forget, you've gone to a lot of trouble to get this main shaft in here. Don't forget to wire this thing up. Run you a wire that runs down behind your first reverse gear here and back up to these 2 bolts here, and wire this thing in place so that it can't fall out. You do not want to have to do this job more than once. All right? Because I can promise you, I don't want to.